Well, hopefully it'll be beautiful down in Casper, Wyoming. Let's head to Casper, Wyoming, because big news happened yesterday. Our friend of the show, Patrick W. Stafford, an indie singer-songwriter from Casper, Wyoming, had a big announcement. This summer, June 14th and 15th, Chris LeDoux Days, Pat will be opening the concerts on June 15th. You can head to chrisledoux.com right now to get your tickets. We have the one and only Patrick W. Stafford on the phone with us. Pat, good morning.
Good morning, Jeff. How you doing?
Awesome. Well, you teased me like 2 weeks ago. You said you had a huge secret. You couldn't let it out of the bag.
Yeah.
This had to be tough for you, Pat.
Yeah, it was. You want to share everything with people, but they have a process, and it's like they might get like somebody really good to come down, and they might want to say, "Hey, we don't want you anymore." So,
well, luckily that didn't happen. So
yeah, no, it didn't. They've been really, really good about it. The LeDoux family's been super cool about it, and it's just kind of an honor for me to get to go play. I was such a huge Chris LeDoux fan when I was growing up. We used to listen to the LeDoux records in my grandma Jerry's basement. We listened to the Yellow Stud. I don't know. I think we ended up breaking the record because we listened to it so many times. And then my grandmother, she always had 8 tracks in her Lincolns. And we used to listen to. I think she had every 8 track that Chris LeDoux ever put out. So she was. Our family's always have been a huge Chris LeDoux fans, and
that's amazing.
And then we think Ned's great too. He's carrying on. He's been so successful, following in his dad's footsteps. So
yeah. Well, we'll talk about Ned here in a sec. So when did the ball start rolling? Did they reach out to you? Did you reach out to them? What happened?
No, I didn't reach out to them. No, I kind of got a heads up from Clay LeDoux. He said, "Hey, and that was I think that was in December. And so I've known about it for a while. That's a long time for me to keep quiet. And they said, "Hey, either mom or his brother was going to call," and then they didn't. And I was like, okay, well, that's over. I just kind of let it go. You don't want to pry. You don't want to bug people. And that's just how it is. If it happens, it does. And if it doesn't, then you move on and you try and, move your music somewhere else. But, Will LeDoux called and they asked if I would come. I was like, absolutely. It's an honor, like I said, for me to get to play in Johnson County, in KC, and my brother's family is up there, and it's we've got big ties all the way into to Lynch, Wyoming, and that whole area. So it's super big deal for me. So
yeah, it's going to be amazing. June 15th is the concert. It's the 13th annual Chris LeDoux Days. Is going to be in KC June 14th and 15th. The concert lineup: Patrick W. Stafford, Kyle Park, and Ned LeDoux. You can go to chrisledoux.com/store right now and get your wristbands. They're $30. Yeah, because, when you were on before for the opening of Johnson County, your latest and current single, you said a little bit about your history with LeDoux's. You used to play at their house. Was that with Clay or with Ned or with who?
Yeah, no, well, that's funny because, Ned he hasn't always been the front man. He used to drum for his dad for years. And so we used to go out, and there's another person that was involved was Frank Neville and Clay. And Clay, there's a lot I think Clay still plays. He does some drumming for some other bands, but Clay is and I probably will get in trouble for saying it, but he's an incredible guitarist. Just a really incredible guitarist. And so they used to have the old house out there, and I went out there a couple times, and I'd sing, and that's pretty much one of the first places that because there was nobody that was playing music back then when I was going to college.
Yeah. And
so having a place to go and play some music, that's we would go out there, and they've got some good stories. They'd ask, can you play any Garth Brooks or singing? And I'm like. And they tease me to this day, and I'm getting this out of the way because I know it's going to come up someday. Is like, I've been all night driving heifers, closer into lower ground when we sing the wolves, and I'm singing my heart out, and I'm like, yeah, I think I can sing that song. And I go, I've been all night riding heifers, and they all started laughing so hard, and just because I messed up the words, and we all laughed. But it's funny because Will actually walked in. He heard me say it, and they still remember that. So yeah, and it was good times. There's one of the songs I sing for you. Is like that was the first place I ever sang one of my songs for somebody, another band, and I ended up recording it. So it was always, I was always thinking about Chris LeDoux with that song. I've changed the words for it a little bit, but so yeah, it's like I've always been just a huge fan of Chris LeDoux music, and the family's always been so helpful and good to me. That they're just good people.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. You don't want to miss it. So what are you doing is it just you? You going to get a guitar player, a band? What's happening?
No, man, they asked, and I said, no, I'd rather just do a full band. So my original drummer is Ty Moore, and he's coming down from Denver. He'll be playing. And then we've got Tyler Paddock. He's my bass player. He lives here in Casper. And then Michael Trott, who's my original guitarist, my lead guitarist. We're all getting back together, and we play together whenever we can. But yeah, it's the full band we'll be playing.
Wow, so that's show. Awesome. That's got to be exciting for you too.
Yeah, no, it's always good. Like, it's fun to play music and do it, by yourself anyways. But I'll play music anywhere. But when you it's always special when you got the guys all together and everybody's firing, and everybody's feeding off each other. It's just a special thing to get to play music. And here's the deal: I surround myself with guys that are really good, that are incredible musicians, and I do that because they're way better than I'll ever be. And it's like they don't. And the best thing about it is, like, I tease my bass player. I go, I'm just so glad that he doesn't know how good he is.
Yeah.
Because and that's the way that the drummer Ty Moore is he's off the hook, and he's been playing in other bands, and he does his own music too. He's a musician. He's not just a drummer. So the guys are all just super incredible, and it's fun to get to play with them.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. So, I mean, this is in June. Are we going to plan anything else for the rest of the summer, or is this just one thing?
Well, I'm busy. I'm of course I work full time, but right now I'm in the process of recording, and we're trying to get an album ready to release, and I'm hoping to actually release it by June. So we'll see how that works out. We're trying to get some actual vinyl pressed, and it's busy right now. I think I'll be doing some fundraisers here in this month. We're going to get together and we're going to raise some money for some people, and I'll play a little bit there, and we might do one or two gigs, but it's just so busy trying to get all this music, and I've got 2 more songs that we're doing right now, but everything else is like in the can, ready to go.
Well, that's good. Because after Full Tilt, we actually played for you this morning from Full Tilt. Because what do you have? About 5, 6 songs after Full Tilt? How many singles did we have?
Yeah, there's a bunch.
There's a lot.
The whole thing is part of this new album is putting those singles together, and getting them on, and giving them a home.
Yeah.
Because they need to be. I think it's like, playing them all together is how it's supposed to be. It's moments in time in your music, how you travel, how you make it work and put them together. And so that's my heart is getting this album finished, and then we'll have like 3 or 4 more songs. I think there's only going to be 10 songs on this album, And the reason for not doing like 12 is like just the time, because like I said, we're trying to actually put the album on vinyl, and there's only 22 minutes per side.
Yeah,
so
that's a little restrictive too.
Yeah, it is.
So you're in the crunch right now, because when you told me that a couple months ago, you said, "Yeah, I'm going to try and do 3 or 4 songs here in the next month or two." I was like, "Wow!"
Yeah, we're there. We're really close, and it's all, like I said, it's all coming together, and we're doing some really fun stuff. I've got, and having new songs, and and not releasing them, but having them is pretty hard, because I'm ready to share it. That's what it's all about for me. It's is to share the music, and so yeah, I'm sitting on stuff right now that's new that I'm excited to share.
Yeah, well, we're chatting with Patrick W. Stafford. Go check him out, patrickwstafford.com. He's also on Facebook. He is opening Chris LeDoux Days June 15th. Go to chrisledoux.com and get your wristbands now. They're $30. I don't know if they'll go up before then, but go and get locked in right now and be planning to be in KC, Wyoming on June 14th and 15th, and checking out Pat and the whole band on the 15th. Are you working with tune designers again, or how are we doing the new music?
Well, yeah, a lot of the, some of the original stuff that we did that'll be on this album was actually recorded at the Casper College, a couple of the songs, and then we work with Lionheart Studios here in Casper, and then absolutely, tune designer is always, they're my go-to. It's like getting music made in Wyoming. You make it where you can, and you do it when you find somebody that can mix your music and you're used to working with. That's who you stick with, man. I mean,
oh yeah,
you got a good thing. Don't get away from it.
Yeah, and they got you dialed in. Yeah,
I mean, they know. It's like, and I tell them, when we're talking and stuff, that's like, I get these crazy ideas, and it's like they don't say no. They never say no to my music, and I love that. I don't want somebody to say no. It's like, no, that's not gonna work. It's like, I make my music, I get to do it the way I want. I'm an independent artist, and that's the best part about it, is like, you build your music the way you want. And
they're great. If you need a laugh, go and check out Tune Designers on Facebook. Talk about some characters, John and George and all the guys there.
The Preacher.
They're great.
They're awesome, and they're so big. They're studio musicians that are just absolutely incredible. And it's like, if you need something, if you want fiddle or something, it's like they can hook you up, and which is hard to do in Wyoming. There's people out there, but they're all doing their own thing. They've got projects of their own.
Yeah.
So, you make music how you can, where you can, and this world is incredible now. You can make music anywhere.
Yeah. And also, when Pat came on, debuted Johnson County right here on the KIX 96.5 morning show, but Johnson County is blown up. Tell us, Pat, it was like Song of the Year for 2023.
Oh, yeah. No, it's that was great. That was Robbie. That was on
KB Country.
Crop. Yeah. So it got song of the year, which I was not expecting that at all. That was when anybody says anything nice about your music, or you get an award or whatever for your music, it's like, I've had Ride of Vengeance. It did well, and Johnson County's done well, and then Love Like Sweet Honey actually got an award. So it's like, there's like some award-winning songs that are all going together on this album. That's why I think it's so important to put them together. So it's just, and it's crazy. It's like, everybody, I try not to be crazy about it, but I'm always thinking of music. I'm humming it. It's like, I've got ideas all the time. I'm sure the guys at work, my crew, thinks I'm crazy. My Captain Cope, and like those guys, like this morning, I was like telling them all about it. And my engineer Drummond is just, they have to put up with me. I'm sure they're sick of me by now, but
they got a long ways to go. They still got a few months till June. So
yeah, I'm sure they're sick of it. It's like, oh, it's like you're a big deal. It's like, I'm not. I'm just trying to make it, man.
Yeah, trying to have fun and have something to keep me motivated. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm having fun. This is what I do for fun.
That's what it's all about. Patrick W. Stafford, Kyle Park, Ned LeDoux. They're all going to be at Chris LeDoux Days. Go to chrisledoux.com and get your tickets. Do we know anything about Kyle Park?
Yeah, actually, he's from Austin, Texas, and he's kind of he's a pretty impressive guy. He self-released his first album, big time, and it was like top 7 on iTunes, and then he's been in the top 10 in country records. So, he's got some really cool songs. He's got a really, really good song called Rio, and Don't Forget Where You Came From are both really, really, really amazing songs. So I'm really excited to get to meet Kyle and listen to his music live for sure.
Yeah. So he's got a new album, All Nighters, that's out now too.
Yeah.
So
right.
Go check out Kyle Park.
He's huge. I guess he's that music, that Red Dirt Road country out of Texas, and Austin is where he's from, and it's just like, that's my kind of music. I like it. It echoes of old country, and I'm all about that.
Yeah, for sure. Traditional country. You'll get all kinds of traditional country. June 15th at the Traditional Rodeo. Chris LeDoux Days. chrisledoux.com. You love Johnson County. You did the song about it. I mean, you even mentioned it in your post. Always awesome to be able to play live in Johnson County.
Oh, man. What a dream come true. And to do it in KC and in Johnson County and with a LeDoux, background and with that family, and what an honor to get to do that. I'm so excited to get to play, and I can't wait. It'll be a blast.
Yeah.
And Ned is kicking butt. I mean, some of his singles, that Brother Highway and The Hawk, I just love those songs. He's amazing. So
it's going to be awesome. Don't miss it. Go and get your tickets now. chrisledoux.com, June 15th. Circle it on the calendar and be there, because it's going to be one hell of a party. June 15th. Can't wait. Well, Pat, thanks so much for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I really appreciate you playing my music, and man, I love KIX. You guys have been so good to me. I appreciate you.
Yeah, well, here is the hit song. It's Johnson County. It's Patrick W. Stafford. Go check him out, patrickwstafford.com. Don't miss him at Chris LeDoux Days coming up June 15th.